computer is very important.
Mi motivación siempre ha sido el negocio.
The appointment,
and I use it for research, for science.
it helps me communicate with the outside world.
They are the newcomers to the World Wide Web. People of all ages and cultures who just a few years ago didn't have computers or access to the internet. Now they're connected and their future looks much brighter. So how can you get connected? The California Emerging Technology Fund's Get Connected initiative will help you. Get Connected Oakland's coordinator, Joe Gross, says the goal is
to go out into communities where residents live, work, play, and pray who have not adopted, and to give them the tools and experiences to be able to make the adoption.
Through getconnectedoakland.org, people can connect with nonprofits all over the Bay Area to find low-cost or no-cost resources. Take Julia Bailey, a disabled grandmother on a fixed income. Julia's handicap has never stopped her from going to her granddaughter's basketball game. But for other activities, it's hard for her to get around. So she decided she needed a computer and found a way to get one for free by volunteering at a nonprofit called OTX West in Oakland.
I started getting interested, volunteering and cleaning the computers.
By scrubbing keyboards and wiping down hard drives for a total of 20 hours, volunteers can earn a Pentium 3 desktop PC and more.
Said I'm not shut in, I'm able to communicate.
Now she can attend her computer class through Skype, a free video phone service.
Go ahead. And then they saw my face on Skype, and I was in the class, so it was really exciting.
Director and founder Bruce Buckaloo says that's what it's all about.
Well, it's important for adults because it's very hard to participate fully in this society without access to a computer and the internet.
All donated computers are refurbished with Windows XP Pro and up to 512 megabytes of RAM.
OTX gathers computers, refurbishes them, makes them way better than new, and distributes them to the Oakland community.
For children, having a computer at home can make all the difference.
For example, Brighton is using about 10 hours a week to practice on the computer.
When Adelaide Susu's son Brighton started falling behind in school, she signed him up with a web-based tutoring program called Let's Go Learn.
And I started to get better and did things that I never did before.
Within months, he climbed to the top of his class in English and math.
I felt successful, like I can do it.
Through art, young adults can also master the computer.
Computer Clubhouse, because that's what we're in right now. And I use the gradient, but I used it instead of going and just across or in the middle.
Jemiah Martinez is 10 years old, but she's already familiar with the complex computer programs that professional digital artists use today.
How to do a Photoshop, and I've learned how to use Maya a little bit.
She's learned the skills at the Intel Computer Clubhouse at the Eastmont Technology Center in Oakland. Kids come here with high goals.
Because that's what I want to be, a digital makeup designer, a fashion designer, and an actor.
And my main goal in life is to help the world while still doing stuff I like.
The class is one of more than 100 worldwide, started with seed money from the Intel Corporation. Nick Eagle is the instructor.
And it's amazing how quick they will dive into it.
Locally, the program is run by Occur, an Oakland nonprofit that also offers computer training for adults. Occur's director, David Glover, says, for the older students, learning the new skills can be challenging.
People come in here sometimes desperate. Sometimes they just want to do their resume. Sometimes they want to pay a bill. Sometimes they want to go and see if there's a way back in, sort of a re-entry. We call it the dignity threshold.
But eventually, he says,
and then a light bulb usually goes on. And sometimes that light bulb goes on in such a way that it is just exhilarating for all of us.
Because the new skills will change their lives.
Because you have 12 sheets.
How does it get you a job? How does it get your education furthered? How does it apply to money making and self-help? Incorporating it into your life is only going to make things better.
It certainly has for Ismael Cuevas. His computer has literally offered a way to supplement his income. Both Ismael and his wife hold down full-time jobs. But with 2 young boys to raise and goals of owning property, he needed to generate more cash flow.
Más que nada hay que vencer el miedo.
So he got a computer and began shopping for cars on the internet. He buys them, cleans them up, and fixes them in his backyard. Then goes back to the internet to sell them for a profit.
Bueno, sí he ganado dinero.
¿Como cuántos carros tú crees que tú has vendido por la internet?
Sí, ya bastantes.
¿Bastante?
Sí.
There was only one hitch. Ismael was always on the computer, so his son William could never use it to do his homework.
When I needed to use the computer for research, he was using it. So
Luckily, the family was able to get a second computer just for William, for free, also through OTX West. William says he's already learned a lot with it.
Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, Picasa, all of that.
But with access to the internet come viruses and other computer problems, and not everyone can afford repairs. Luckily, there are organizations throughout the state like Access Now that help organize tech support events like this one held at Self-Help for the Elderly in San Francisco's Chinatown.
Since 9 o'clock this morning, this room has been jam-packed, and the technicians have been working non-stop.
President of Self-Help for the Elderly, Annie Chung, says in her immigrant neighborhood, there's a dire need.
You don't know the computer. Sometimes you miss a lot of government programs and services.
Dozens of people showed up at this event, among them the Liu family. Amy Liu says her husband depends on the laptop for his driving school business to make DMV appointments online. Volunteer technician was able to fix the laptop that day. If you want, you can train to be one of those IT technicians yourself at the Stride Center in Oakland. Clifford Lewis is one of their graduates.
It was suggested that I go ahead and start looking for something that's going to be a longer-term career versus just finding a job.
Clifford received the A+ certification and did so well, he's now the refurbishing manager at Reliatech, one of several nonprofits statewide that provide low-cost tech support to low-income families.
If it's physically possible for us to fix it, we will.
Now, he's helping others while holding down a good paying job.
When you get into an industry like this, you're not really doing it for the money, but you're doing it for the love.
That's how step by step people bridge the digital divide, turn around and help others do the same. If you would like to get connected, you can go to getconnectedoakland.org or pick up a brochure or call Joe Gross at 510-903-1909.